You do you, and I'm gonna do me. Let me tell you something about certain things. When I say do you, do me, it's reality. I mean, a lot of people feel comfortable just what they doing, and it's understandable. You feel comfortable in what you're doing and how you dress. You're all dressed alike and shit like, but you don't act the same because you have individual personalities. That's a fucking fact, right? But people like to dress the same, buy the same shit, and then they all think that they all, the majority rules. Now I say that to say this, brothers and sisters. Let me explain something to you. The darker melanin race between the darkest people on the planet to your browns, light browns, and your creams, your light skin, mulatto, creole, whatever you want to call it. We are the majority people on the planet. I'll say it again. We are the majority people on the planet. Now, of course, we're not black. Like my beard, who's my beard turning white. Right? That's why you got some people who say we are aboriginal or indigenous because there were blacks already here. Now, they cannot explain how these blacks, these dark-skinned melanated people who has features features as Africans, when you go, you strip off, if you start looking at their 400, 500, 600 years of their history, it's amazing how they look African, though. I've seen some pictures. A lot of the what you call native Indians, they look African. Brothers and sisters, let me explain something to you. If you can't go back 2, 3, 4,000 years ago, which most of you can't, you're everything is speculation. You go back 200 years ago, 300 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Because they kept records at that time. And they kept records 2, 3, 4,000 years ago too. But can you prove that indigenous people was here when this land was nothing but a fucking jungle? I said 2, 3,000 years ago. We use me for example. My bloodline extends 500 to 2,000 years ago. The Bamileke tribe. According to their records, their lineage of my bloodline, we're descendants of the Kemetic people. That's what they said. I did a little research, cross-reference. Okay. And the reason why you can agree with it, because you have to understand, people migrate, people travel, and along the traveling, you're going to meet people, and you're going to bond with people, man and woman. So you might not be from the exactly same tribe or the same country. Like my peoples came from Africa and he migrated. All it takes is one, man or female. All it takes is one, male or female. Thank you, baby. And migrate to a different continent or country. And then settle down. Right? Settle down, and then what happens next? Instead of having a baby or making a baby, it's going to be one or the other. Okay? So, understand this, brothers and sisters. We have to be careful how we think about things and how things are. And then you got to remember people who don't want to acknowledge their bloodline. You got a lot of people who just don't want to acknowledge their bloodline. You got people that want to be Aboriginal, Indigenous, African. They don't want to be socialized with none of these people. So they already accept, like, okay, I'm an American. Yes, I was born in America. Sure, I was born in America. But what's my bloodline? Brothers and sisters, that's my whole key point. What games are we playing? We just sit up here and we want to go along with what they say. You know what I mean? Research ain't hard. Trust me. There's so much information now. If you got a problem researching, then that's just you. You don't want to research. Should you? You got white folks that sit there and say they know who the fuck they are and who we are. That was sweet. That was sweet.
See you later.
I like the way you did that. That little sweet thing, you. But anyway, that was my wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my wife and I have been together for a long time. But I'm going to be honest with you, not to get off the subject, it doesn't feel like it. Right? But it just don't. Doesn't feel like it. We're two different people. But let me get back to the subject. I wasn't planning to stretch it out that long, to be honest with you. So, some of us just don't want to accept who we are. They don't care about no bloodlines. All they care about is their cousins and their uncles, and that's it. They don't go no farther than that. That's real fucking talk. So, it is what it is. Peep out.